The NCAA field of 68 is set. Welcome to Bracket TV. I'm Jim Basketball alongside Bruce Pearl, ESPN college basketball analyst, ESPN college basketball insider Jeff Goodman. We are looking at the South region where the Florida Gators are the top seed overall as well. When you look at this region, we'll start with you, Coach. How easy or tough is this region to navigate through to get to the Final Four?
If I was Florida, if I was Kansas, the two top seeds in this region, I'd be licking my chops. I think the plate is set for those two guys to play for a chance to go to Dallas in the Final Four. I think the middle of the region is weak. I think Syracuse as a three is vulnerable. I think that UCLA is a really good four. But I think that because Syracuse is not a strong three, I think Colorado is overseeded. Pitt's a 9. That's always a dangerous game. But I really like Florida and Kansas's chances to advance.
I know, Jeff, you like Q.
Listen, if I had told you 3 weeks ago, Florida, Kansas, Syracuse would be in the same region, you would say, wow, this is a powerful. Sure you would. Syracuse
I would not.
Rolling.
I would not.
Kansas had a healthy Joel Embiid.
The point I'd make, Jeff, is that Syracuse has overachieved, I think. I'm not being critical of Syracuse. I think they've had a phenomenal year, as Jim Boeheim says. But we both saw the fact that Syracuse
having a tough time scoring.
Struggles scoring. Yeah. They don't. You get hit pocket and Trevor Cooney. It's a problem.
They didn't have Jeremy Grant. Listen, and,
no doubt.
And they've worn down. They've only had about 5, but they'll have some time off now.
Yep.
Get their legs back for Trevor Cooney. Tyler Ennis still knows how to play. I still like Syracuse in this region, and I think the top 3 or 4 teams are better than you think right now if Joel Embiid is healthy.
Some tough decisions out of this South region. When you look at a Cinderella, and I know the VCU Stephen F. Austin game is an intriguing matchup, who do you like, Jeff, as a Cinderella here?
New Mexico. They're a team that's got 2 quality big guys, Cameron Bairstow, Alex Kirk. They've got veteran guards. Hugh Greenwood just knows how to play, runs the team. Kendall Williams, a senior. I think they could take down Stanford. And again, if Joel Embiid is not there, which he might not be for that second game, I think New Mexico can pose a problem against the Jayhawks.
I agree with you, Jeff. If Joel Embiid doesn't play, New Mexico could beat Kansas if they both get there. I think Steve Hawkins and Western Michigan Broncos, I think they could give Syracuse a game.
Wow.
They'll spread it. They'll shoot it. They're physically tough as long as they don't turn the ball over against the zone. And I think Dayton and Ohio State is a really interesting one. You know, those two teams don't live very far away from one another. Jordan Siebert transferred down there. I just think Miller going up against Thad, that's going to be a tough. Ohio State struggles to score. Be a great game. So I look for maybe a couple of Cinderellas.
Coach, you are down on Cuse. That's a home game for them in Buffalo.
I think Jim's done a phenomenal job. I really do.
They've got talent. Listen, if they're healthy, Jeremy Grant's back.
Right.
To me, that's the key for Syracuse, because if he's in the game, I think then Trevor Cooney gets his legs back, gets some uncontested threes. They've got the pieces. C.J. Fair, Rakeem Christmas.
They have lost games to teams that aren't even the top 75 in the country. I'm worried that somebody like Boston College or Georgia Tech that can shoot the ball like maybe a Western Michigan could give them a problem.
Player to watch in this region.
Oh, it's JoJo. Joel Embiid, Kansas' big guy. His health is – if he comes back healthy, and again, the chances aren't very high he comes back for their second game. But if he comes back, as Bill Self says, for the Sweet 16 and he's healthy and effective, this Jayhawks team can go a long, long way. Depends on Embiid and Nadir Tharp, Kansas's point guard.
Defensive rebounding is how Kansas is built, and he does both on the inside, and then they love to get the ball inside on that high-low action, and having Embiid, changes how they approach things on the offensive end as well.
Coach, your pick out of this region.
I like Florida.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Gators because they don't waste possessions on the offense or the defensive end. They're a very, very physical basketball team, and I just trust Scotty Wilbekin. He's been through a lot, but he or Fred VanVleet, in my opinion, the 2 best point guards in the entire country. He'll take somebody else's best defensive matchup, and Billy Donovan doesn't get talked about as a Hall of Fame coach. Guess what? He's a Hall of Fame coach. I got the Gators.
Yep. Jim Boeheim's also a Hall of Fame coach, and I know you're down in Syracuse. I know everybody is.
Syracuse.
You are getting killed, but don't count out the Orange. Remember, last year they went through a pitiful stretch, came back, and Michael Carter-Williams kind of got his mojo back, and they went to the Final Four. And I think this team is better than the one a year ago. I think their chemistry is better. And what does Jim Boeheim do better than just about anybody?
In the game.
Even keel. They don't get too high. They don't get too low.
Yep.
So I think they'll be fine. They'll be able to rebound.
a little Eastern bias, and a little Southern bias.
I love
think
Florida.
That's what we got here.
Listen, I love Florida and Billy Donovan. Just saw them. I think they're a terrific team. I think they're primed for the upset because they're not that talented.
That's because you're hating on the SEC. Clearly hating on the SEC.
Only got 3 teams in. Only got 3 teams in. ESPN.com/bracket is where you turn for the tournament challenge. Fill out your bracket. Hopefully these gentlemen helped you out with the South region. Enjoy the tournament, folks.